Alrighty folks, this is our first revival for the channel. This is a 1993 GMC 1500. It's well, I mean, it's a little chewy, but it's okay. You don't need all that. But
I remember that now.
I don't remember riding this thing since I was like 7, 8. I don't know. I was a young little guy with my grandpa, and it's basically just sat here in the weeds. And the thing about it is, I mean, it's rough, but when you actually look at the frame, it's actually not too terrible. It looks pretty bad, but just close your eyes. But it's got a pretty darn good interior, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm pretty impressed. 202,000 miles, supposedly. The engine's rebuilt, supposedly. I believe it, though, because this sticker on the side of the engine, my grandpa said it was rebuilt. The engine and the transmission is rebuilt. It says BCR engines. Something, Wisconsin Rapids. So, supposedly rebuilt. It's 350 TBI. So, I don't know. I don't have... Let me get in here a little bit. There we go.
Walnuts flying every which way.
It's just a snack for later. TBI. And then I was surprised to actually see it as a 5.7, because I thought this would be a 305 for sure. We've got snapped voltage. But this TBI unit is crusty. It's free though, so that's good. So basically we're gonna start just by checking if we have spark, and if we have spark, then I'm gonna take the fuel lines on the back off. We're gonna put in, I have some fuel lines and some fittings for the back of this. I have a crappy fuel pump we can throw down there that should give us about the right pressure. And this thing will probably fire off, I think. The only other downside is we have a top post battery. This is side post. We're gonna fix that with some jumper cables or
something.
Vice grips. Juicage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the door buzzer again. See, this is what you don't do. Don't do that. We've got the GMC.
Beep boop bop.
Horn works. That was an accident. I'm not hitting the horn. Does it think it's being stolen?
I don't think it thinks it's being stolen. I think things are shorting out.
Well, that's neat. Whoa, gauges. Should I see if it turns over?
Yeah.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You tried. It's got various degrees of scream of death.
The key's not in it anymore. I was so confused for a second. Why don't you just take the battery off?
I don't know that our battery's real good either.
That wasn't really what I was expecting. So, we hooked it up. As you saw, did not fire. Or not fire, but it barely even turned over, which this battery says 12.6 volts. I mean, it's an old battery, but we're gonna see if maybe hooking it up to that thing with cables will give us a little more juice action. Because I'd like to at least see it turn over, because then if it turns over, we can also check for spark. And if we have spark and it turns over, well, all we need is fuel in the equation, and we should be good to go. Okay, so it rolled over. Now I want to check for spark using the coil wire. So you got a screwdriver?
What are you doing with this?
Jam the screwdriver in the coil wire. Here. And then hold it up next to, like, I don't know if this is a halfway decent ground.
Is this gonna want to zap the Schmidt out to me?
Not if you're hanging onto the rubber screwdriver.
No.
I'm gonna set this here in case you get electrocuted. Just I want to see that. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, we got sparkage.
Yeah, I can hear it. Do we shoot a little starter fluid down its throat just to see what it does?
I don't see why not. Do we have any?
Yeah. I don't know that it's winging over fast enough for it to actually run. So basically crack the blades open and hose this down in there, and then I'll turn it over. All right. Oh yeah.
Jeez, that was fine.
I wish I would have given you the GoPro, but she fired right up. Not even like
a little hesitation there. She just went.
Yeah, we get some fuel to this thing using our jug, it'll just run.
Yeah. Now I have to do nothing. Well, sort of.
Frick yeah. Revival's on the way. Now we just gotta set up our gas can. This is like minty old school Chevy / GM, whatever. They give you this little light to be super nice for working on it. It like pulls out. And they have all this stuff here. It's super simple. It tells you it's the fuel pump fuse, fuel pump relay. You take that off. Just gives you all your wiring right there. The TBI systems are simple. Okay, so last thing you saw is that it ran on that brake clean a little bit. I just got done visiting some family. I'm taking the fuel lines off the back of the TBI unit. This is the feed, just thicker, and then the return is over here. I just busted it loose. I didn't really think it was going to come loose, but it did. And then got some pieces of fuel line I ordered to just sort of jerry rig into the back of this thing. And then we're gonna hook in the crappy, I bought the cheapest fuel pump I could that could supply a decent amount of pressure. And then we're gonna throw it in the bottom of the gas tank and see what it does. So, we got our fuel lines hooked into the back. See the hose clamps holding on the rubber line. So our super cheap fuel pump didn't tell us what the polarity was in the manual for what side is what. I don't know if you can run it in reverse. So we're gonna dunk it in our gas tank here and just gonna go tap on the battery. Okay. Let's see what happens. You said purple ground?
Oh, that's what we're hoping. It's pumping.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, so purple's ground.
We had a 50-50 shot. Nailed it.
Nice.
Let's fire up the pump without the thing even running and just see what it does. It should come up and return, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. You can hear things happening at the TBI side of things.
You want me to watch it? Okay. Oh, geez, yeah.
Where? Oh, over there. Alright, we don't have quite the great size fuel clamp on there, but we got that to seal up, I think. Okay, we're gonna try to fire on this. Totally safe. Got these coming down here directly to the leads since that battery sucked, but that is what we're running it off of, and we have the fuel pump wires going over there, the fuel pump's over there, and that can running to the TBI unit. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I don't have the keys. I hope I left them inside. Yeah. They're in here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is it pumping?
Yeah, it's pumping. I kind of like to see if it's spraying, you know?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see that too. Let me know when you're ready.
Fuel pump's running!
Is it shooting juice?
I can't tell from where I am.
In that little bit, the oil pressure shot up to 30 psi.
Got oil pressure. Yeah, the fuel hoses don't spray nothing.
Well, since they don't spray anything, we'll have to take this off. All right, we're gonna look into this and see. I don't know if we have to remove the TBI unit. We're probably gonna have to remove the TBI unit and clean it. But we're gonna see if maybe we can get a click or anything out of these if we put a little power to them or something. So we think we have all the bolts out.
Oh, yep.
Oh wow, that like we didn't even need Tanya.
Well, it came off when I tickled it. I'm just going to try to throw it off the back of the engine.
Wow, it's a lot. Oh,
Oh,
shooting
oh.
juice. There's like passages and oh man, rat turds falling on my hand. Here, take that. But so yeah, we're gonna take this home. And
Still got that bucket.
it's over there. It's
Oh.
blowing away in the wind. So we're back at our shop, obviously, with the TBI system. We took the little injector, I don't know what they call it, the injector cradle or whatever. Where'd Jimmy go? Here. This thing out. And then we have our battery over there with 2 wires coming off of it. And when we tested it there too. When you put power to these, you hear them click. And then we took our air hose, we regulated it down so we didn't like just totally blow all the seals. He put it up into the inlet, where's the inlet? Inlet here. And then when we would take and put power on these, it would shoot, and actually there was a little gas in there from earlier, and it was misting it out.
Into my eyes.
into his eyes. But so now we have to figure out why the truck obviously isn't opening these injectors, isn't running them. All right, so I don't know where we left off. I think we were looking at the TBI and we like sprayed compressed air through it and whatnot. But what we figured out was that when the key was forward in on position, there was no voltage here, and there's supposed to be 12 volts at the injectors because the computer just gives it ground, right?
Yep, computer controls ground side.
So we came through here and we're looking for fuses, and then Jeremy thought to check the inside of the truck, and we noticed that the fuse for injector A and B was not in there. So we grabbed a fuse from something else and jammed it in there, and we had 12 volts at the injector. So I don't really think it's a problem with this unit, this TBI unit. I think it was just that it didn't have a fuse in it for some reason.
No power, no work.
So I don't know if they needed a fuse for something else and they stole it out of it, or what that story is all about. But we put a fuse in it. We're gonna put this back on. I'm sure that gasket will seal just fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then we're gonna give it another go with the gas can, see if this thing will fire off. I think it will now. TBI unit is on, thanks to Jeremy. And now we're just connecting some vacuum hoses and some connectors, and then we should be ready to roll. A few things. Let's give this thing a boost with some brake clean. It's running like really low RPM. All right, well, it's running. It's missing a lot, but that's not surprising because we know we have some really burnt wires over here. They were already burnt when we got here yesterday, so I don't know how that happened. It's running though, so that's good. Needed just a little bit of encouragement. I don't mind. I figured I'd just let it kind of get a little heat in it. Yeah, it's just puffing black from way too much fuel, probably the dead cylinders. Sounds like it's got a cam. See if it... I'm gonna try to put it in gear and see what happens. It'll just die before it goes into a gear. It's in gear. Yep, went in reverse. Yep, got first. And park. All right, cool. And I put it in reverse, and then I put it in drive. So it did all the things. Well, I shouldn't say it has all of its gears. It's got first and reverse. It runs very, very badly, but it runs. See, down there is the toasted spark plug wires.
Smoking black like none other.
Richard and Bill Gates here. Well, it ran.
It ran.
Ran badly, which I expected, but...
You mean take all the plugs out, change all the plugs, change all the wires, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, that'd be the next step if we want to keep attacking this thing.
Yeah.
But if it was the first time it's run in 10 years. Alright, well, we're back at the old GMC. It's like 2 days later. What we had done off camera was new plugs and wires since we had burnt ones. And we're gonna clean up that coil post because it's pretty gnarly. Really gnarly. So clean that up, get the thing ready to roll. When we ran it before, this vacuum line was off. This small one, which goes to the charcoal canister. But we're gonna clean that up, fire it up for a little bit, and then we're gonna try to actually see if the computer can tell us if any of its sensors are completely dead. But the check engine light's burnt out, and that was like a whole other thing. We'll show you later, but we're just gonna see what happens. Just be happy now.
Be happy now.
Keep any of that.
Why is that?
Kidding. Is you going?
Oh, there's no.
What?
There's no audio at this point. We're just playing soundtracks.
What are you talking about?
This is the time lapse, man.
While you're doing that.
Nobody wants to watch me take a wire brush to this post.
Well, now I'm gonna have to put it in the video. Oh, it's also worth noting for the video that if you take a peek at these spark plugs, you can see it was running unbelievably rich, which is kind of what we expected. But the good thing is they don't look oily or nothing or anything, so that's good. I dropped one spark plug on that side. Yeah, I think the engine's in good working order. Well, I shouldn't say working. Well, the engine's ready to work if everything else does.
It's got a body, but it might not have a brain.
How does it look?
I'm trying to figure that out. Is this actually
Ooh,
captured?
ooh, wow. Those look really bad. Like super bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
I did not expect them to look that bad.
Kinda did. Look at everything else.
Huh. Well, that's not going to shoot lightning very well.
Well, let's clean it up.
Get in there with your wire brush. How come it ran the other day? Just don't give it any fuel pump action.
Alright, so you go now.
So, kind of left you guys behind a little bit, but we changed spark plugs, tried to clean the cap, that didn't go very well. Changed wires. We had all the wires off by one because for some reason I think they must have put the distributor in off a tooth and then just compensated with cap rotation because it didn't follow any of the diagrams online. But we tried to fire on it. Unfortunately I didn't record, but it kind of still just drowned itself instantly with gas. So that's a bummer. But we haven't cut power, so we're hoping we can get some codes out of the computer here. So there's no check engine light in the actual dash because it burned out or whatever. And rumor has it it's been burned out ever since this thing was purchased. So Jeremy probed the computer for what would signal the check engine light, and then we have this test light over here. It's gonna blink at us codes because it ran terribly, and now we're just trying to get codes from it. So see if it can point us in any directions. All right, you've got fuel.
Much.
It would do really well when I took fuel away.
Yeah, that's
All right, so where we left off was we tried to fire it after we fixed the spark plug wires. We got kind of interrupted and couldn't finish yesterday, but here we are again today, and we're gonna try to fire on it again. However, since it was still drowning itself in fuel, we were checking out some of the sensors. The computer gave us no valuable codes because it's a piece of junk. And we ohmed this temperature sensor here, coolant temp sensor, and it read like 3.5 mega ohms, and that's way too much resistance, and that makes it read way too cold for the computer. Now GM being GM, they're way too stupid to actually have the computer tell you, hey, this is out of range. Nah, instead it just says, nope, hold it to it, pour in more gas. So we're hoping, and it might not be the fix for the too much gas, but I saw some forum posts that people said that bad CTS sensor will make it run super rich and want to die. So we'll have to see what that does. Okay. I come from Fox Body computers and like Ford EEC4, but we unplugged the O2 sensor and the computer didn't even be like, hey, there's something wrong here. I can't read my O2. Never threw a code, didn't even complain, and just continued to do what it was doing. It's wild to me. All right, we're gonna try firing on it. Nice work, Chevrolet.
I thought it was 60 below zero. Oh, yeah, okay.
Why would you?
I was checking to see what it would do.
It looks like it's running pretty smooth. Go listen to her. No huffing of black smoke. Well, we've got oil pressure. No coolantage, or no temp in it, which isn't surprising. It hasn't been running long. Voltages, yes. And so much fuel, we don't even know what to do with it. This thing's a going to town unit. Like, it still decidedly has a very small stumble to it. That does not surprise me. Makes a neat whistle.
Well, we
did it.
Yeah, runs.
Our first ever revival.
There was a struggle finding those missing fuses and changing that sensor.
The missing fuses and the one sensor we had to screw in.
Spent more time trying to pull codes.
Yeah, the computer is pretty useless at telling you what's wrong.
Apparently it thought that highly borked sensor was just fine.
I wonder if we kind of fix up that rotor and cap, if it brings some of that low RPM miss out of it. Because it's bad. Like, we cleaned it up, it's still really corroded.
Oh yeah, that's probably the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah. The Explorer has been an excellent 12-volt power supply.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get some wind in the tires. We need wind action, and we need a battery.
Let's go see if we can't snip on an air tank out in his.
Well, we don't have a battery, and this front driver's side tire doesn't want to hold air. But I'm just going to start it to bask in the glory. Maybe. Okay. Cool, we did it. We just needed a battery and it's running. It's not too happy about life. But so we got this janky fuel system set up. Now we're gonna try to drive it out of its grave. How our windows work? Oh yeah. I don't know if it'll actually pull itself out of here.
Yeah, it will.
OSHA approved fuel system. It's gonna spin the rear tires. I'm gonna have to try to test on 4-wheel drive. Or it'll just drive right out, one or the other. Oh, it's got brakes. 0.2%, but it's got them.
It got brakes? Wow.
Wow, this is my new daily, I think. So we got this cool problem of we can drive forward, no problem, but going in reverse, it's like we hit a ton of bricks. See you later. Alright, so we don't know what is going on with the locking up in reverse, but we don't need reverse where we're going. So oh, she shifted to second, which according to the computer it said it couldn't do. I don't have a rear view mirror. Realized all my mirrors are wrong, so I can't see Jeremy back there. Look at our fuel level, just flying all over the place. We're doing 35. Feels fine. I don't know how much brake action I've got. I think I've got about 5%. It's telling me the temp gauge works. Oh, I'm going pretty fast actually. Still, can't see Jeremy. It's fine. Man, even if this one doesn't pan out, I think I gotta get me one of these. I just like these old OBS's. Whoa, that felt weird. That is a weird feeling. When you hit bumps, it's not a good feeling. You know, I think we barely put that rear tire back on. Now that I stop and think. Like when I say barely put it back on, oh yeah, that is a good brake feel. I mean, they don't do much. They do a little. And that's all we need. You just don't go fast. Well, I'm done doing that. That's a feeling. I thought, well, I'll wrap on her a little bit. We're almost home. But that didn't feel good. She's got some drivetrain issues. That's what I'm telling you. She made it 3 miles home, if it's even that. Oh, we'll shut her down. I don't even really feel it missing a lot. So I like romped on it a little.
Yeah.
We got to 30th. I was like, brr. I was like, oh yeah, she's doing all right. And then it went, and I was like, okay, maybe not do that.
How does your tailgate falling down?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was all the G's. Oh, that scared me because I got off the gas. I was like, holy cripes, the transmission's coming apart.
I know what happened to him.
Yeah, actually, now that it's up to room temperature, it's up to temp, it runs way better. Listen to how much better it runs when it's up to temp.
What else? Maybe a 2-year works. I've heard that the old blow wires are actually pretty durable compared to the current ones.
Well, here is the first revival of the channel. Look at this glorious beast. Actually, it drove well. Something's weird. Suspension, when you hit bumps, it gets kind of sketchy. But here it is. Make sure that... I don't know if I ever showed off the fuel system, the baler twine. So it really brought it round. It's got a nice interior. Now she's just running. Just a good unit. That'll probably be it for this truck on the channel, unless like a couple people follow and like want to see us attempt to fix it if we fix it. We don't know what's going on in the drivetrain. I'm going to test on that right now. Let's test on it again.
Give her a little reverse.
Little reverse action. Oh, it's going. It works now.
Just had to
You just had to loosen it up, you know?
rejuvenate it a little.
This is a good unit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's probably it for us. I don't know if we'll do any more videos on it, but it is alive. It's running pretty well. It was sitting for, I still think, 10 years. I think a little more, but that's a debated subject. But yeah, it was parked because of a coolant temperature sensor, probably part of it, and mostly because of the fuel pump and brakes, which is kind of silly to me, but it's okay. We got her going. So, all right. Well, we'll see you when we see you.